Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized One-2-Watch. Roscoe, introduce the guest.
We have one of the finest athletes ever produced by SBG Cork. It's the Leech. It's Pa Lehane. Pa, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad, boy. How are you getting on? That was some intro.
Grand. Man, I just want to know, did you watch the Ryan Spillane interview?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed out. He was giving out that his intro wasn't good, so I was hoping he'd watch this one. Make sure you got a good one. You know what I mean?
Ruthless, man.
Ruthless. Did you watch Ryan's fight?
Yeah, we were watching. It was actually during one of our training sessions, so we had to stop everything we were doing. We put the phone up on the mat and we were watching his fight.
You know what? It was a rough night out for him, but you know what? Fair play to him. His first ever pro fight, he took on a seriously tough competitor. Slim Trabisi is no joke. Anyone who's showing Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane how to wrestle knows what they're doing. Olympian, you know what I mean? Just goes to show Ryan Spillane takes on all comers.
Yeah, it was not an easy first fight. Like a lot of people kind of just take easy first fights or whatever and build themselves up, but Spillane's fight fell through. He's been leading it, like he's been waiting to fight for so fucking long. Same as myself, like he's been waiting to fight for so long over COVID and everything. He had that Bellator contract for a long, long time. He was waiting to fight, and that fell through or whatever, because of COVID. Bellator aren't coming to Europe for a while, so they decided to let him fight in another organization for now. So then he got a scrap on Battle Arena. Then your man got COVID. His whole gym got COVID. So Spillane he wanted to fight, so he took this fight, even though it was a very, very tough one on short notice as well. So fair play to him.
Yeah, shout out to LFL. That was actually a great organization. Pa, obviously your best mates. We're going to get into your fight, and don't worry about that. But Pa, obviously your best mates with Ryan. What was that like seeing him go in there after all that time, and then not coming away with the victory? How does that influence your mind coming up to your fight this Sunday on Combate Global?
It was tough watching him lose because I know how much work he's put in over the last couple of years, especially when it comes to his strength and conditioning. He's completely transformed his body, with Bua Health and Fitness. I'm actually working with them as well at the moment.
Shout out to Bua.
So it was heartbreaking seeing the fight go that way, but it is what it is. He'll be back stronger.
Yeah. As a wise man once said, you win or learn. Pa, tell us this. You're out in Mexico City at the moment. You're signed by Combate Global. Barry, I bet you didn't know this. Do you know who Campbell McLaren is?
It's something got to do with Anderson Silva, isn't it?
No. Campbell McLaren is actually the CEO of Combate Global, and he is the original founder of the UFC. So there's a bit of history for people out there who are watching. So this man knows exactly what he's doing and knows exactly how to run an organization.
Yeah, but thanks for putting me on the spot there, by the way. Definitely editing that part out.
No worries, man. But Pa, this is predominantly known for sort of Latin America and South American and Latino fighters. How did an Irishman from Cork end up out in Mexico training to fight in a Combate Global event?
Yeah, so it's a long story. Basically, they're like a South American kind of company, like Latin American, sorry. So they're trying to break into North America now, and Europe as well. So they're doing a 4-man tournament with European fighters, and they wanted the fighters to have at least 5 fights on their pro records. So they were asking around. Paul O'D, one of the guys in SBG Cork, who does a podcast with my coach Liam, he was always in contact with Campbell McLaren over the past few years. So he got in contact with Campbell, told him that myself and Ryan were waiting to get a fight for a long, long time and to see if we could get on the card. And Liam, first of all, put my name forward, and Campbell straight out, they said no, that I was a debut. I didn't have enough fights on my record. So they looked around, couldn't get any matches around Ireland. So Liam put my name forward again, and he really fought my corner to get me in. He got me to get all my boxing records, all my Muay Thai records, everything, all my fights I've ever done over the years, even though they're amateur. We got them all together, sent them to the athletic commission, and they accepted it. So I got the fight then.
Jeez, that's some going. Fair play to
Yeah.
Lehane. Really did fight your corner, and that's what you want to see from your fighters.
Yeah,
You're-
Ross, obviously we've been trying to get Pa on for ages, and we are just waiting until his like fight was properly lined up, and then like the amount of change in Pa, like what, like you must be like, thank God it's happening this week, like, you know.
I know. I didn't want to believe it until it actually happened. Like it's been going through so much, so I didn't want to get my hopes up until I actually got here. So now it's really, really going to happen. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think since the pandemic's happened, you've had 5 fights maybe fall out. How does that affect your mindset? Because obviously, not only your mindset, but like you're sort of getting your body ready to peak at a certain stage. And obviously, each setback, you know what I mean, you almost have to take your foot off the gas a little bit. How's that affected you?
Yeah.
Physically, not a lot, because I'm training all the time anyway. I don't really find it that hard with the whole peaking thing. Obviously, it was annoying cutting weight, and then like 3 days before a fight it gets pulled. Yeah, it's annoying, but like it's more mental than anything. There's been so many pullouts. It is what it is. Like, it's been a tough year for everybody, and nothing's been like set in stone for the past year. Everything's kind of been all over the place. So it is what it is. Like, I've just been kind of, one fell through, I go, okay, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one, and finally we're here.
And Pat, I couldn't see anywhere online, but do you have an opponent for this Sunday?
Yeah, so it's actually a 4-man tournament. So there's 4 of us in it. There's a French guy, an Italian guy, a Spanish guy, and an Irish guy. So
The Irish guy beating you.
4 lads walking to a pub. What do they ask for?
I got the Spanish guy first. So he's his name is something Siba, some Spanish name anyway. We've looked at his fights. Like, on paper, I'm probably the easiest fight. Like, all the boys probably want to try and get me, because I'm a debut. They all, like, the fella I'm fighting is 8-3 as a pro. So he's 8 wins and 3 losses, which is a big enough, like that's a lot of pro fights. Like,
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for fighting someone in their debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he's had like maybe 1 or 2 amateur fights. I've had 15 amateur fights in MMA. I've had a lot of novice fights. I've had a lot of boxing fights. I've had a lot of Muay Thai fights, kickboxing fights. Like, so I'm actually way more experienced than all these guys. But when it comes to like my pro record, I'm 0-0 right now. But I'm fully confident going in that I'm way more experienced than all these guys. Even though they're older, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, Ross, obviously, like, from following the game for a long time, like, if you don't take these shots, you don't get the big opportunities. Look at like Moutinho, who fought Sean O'Malley there recently. He's now like one of the most known fighters on the roster. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't take these shots, you don't get. If you don't bet big, you don't win big.
Yeah, but hopefully Pat doesn't take the Moutinho route and block all the punches with his face.
No.
You could go his hair green.
No, I didn't mean like that, but you know what I mean. You take these chances that you're given, and then you win big.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's something that you have to do in this game. I think Conor McGregor came in with this brilliant phrase on his rise, saying you don't get ready, you stay ready. And I think when you're young in your career and you just turn pro, you have to stay ready. I know Jose Shorty Torres, he was when he signed to the UFC, he kept on being offered short notice fights, and that really didn't sit well with him. But at the time, he wasn't staying ready. He was saying he was winning his fights and then eating like a pig. So you can't really be at that start. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really view yourself as a professional athlete, which I'm sure you do. And now you've teamed up with Boo as well. That's definitely got to work out in your favor. But come here, your fight is in Miami, correct?
Correct, yeah.
But you're in Mexico at the moment. Why are you in Mexico and not in Miami?
Because so you're not allowed to like fly right from Ireland to America yet with COVID. So you have to do 14 days. It was either Canada or Mexico. And obviously Combate had like media and things like that in Mexico. So we flew to Mexico, 2 weeks, locked in a hotel room. We're just going from the hotel room to the gym, training, and back to the hotel room. That's pretty much it.
That's it. That sounds like the Ultimate Fighter a bit, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like we at the start, the first few days was very, very hard because we had a TV and everything was in Spanish. We couldn't even we had no Chromecast, so we couldn't put anything on the TV. It was just Spanish TV all the time. So we got one of our one of the fellas looking after us, Diego, he got his friend to rent us his PlayStation. So we have a PlayStation here, and we're just living on that basically.
How much do you charge you?
A lot, by $10 there, $140.
You didn't offer him a free link to your fight, no?
Yeah, I know.
10% of the purse. It's like you're getting 10% of the purse.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's gonna buy a PlayStation 5 now with that money.
I know, yeah. I was snapping because at start he was like $10 a day. I was like, yeah, that sounds grand. And then he came back to me and he was like, yeah, it's $140. I was like, fuck, I didn't do the math.
So Pat, come here. Like, obviously, you're fighting on August the 1st on Sunday on Combate Global. Like, this is obviously a huge opportunity for yourself. And I'm sure everyone that's checking out now, they're like, how do I get to watch this, Pat? Will you let us know exactly how people can get to tune in and around what time you're fighting as well?
Yeah, so it's actually on Air Sport in Ireland. So I'm fighting on August 1st, which is Sunday coming. But it'll be in America, so it'll be on very, very late. So I think it's being shown on Air Sport the next day around midday. I'll post it on my social medias anyway, to let everyone know exactly what time it'll be on the next day.
Yeah. Is there any links for it, or is it just Air Sport?
I know Air Sport is streaming it in Ireland, like playing it in Ireland, but I'm sure I'll find a live link as well for those who can stay up.
Yeah, if there is a live link, it will be down in the bio right now.
Yeah. So, Pat, tell us this. Obviously, you're fighting a Spanish dude. I don't know who he is. You seem to have watched a bit of tape on him. Where do you see yourself having the advantages, and how do you see yourself getting this done? He's
like this long, kind of tall, lanky, skinny fella from Spain. He's like
a Neil Magny type.
Yeah, he's like a Thai boxer kind of fella.
Okay.
He's not very impressive at all, to be honest. He's like, I've never been so confident coming into a fight, really. I think I'll probably be able to knock him out.
Do you have 2 fights in one night then, or do you have to come back again if you win?
Yeah. So when I win, it'll be 1 5-minute round, the first fight. So you basically have to go bust to the wall for 5 minutes and win that round.
Yeah.
And then when you win that, you get medically cleared and you go fight again. I don't know what the time is in between it or whatever, but I'm assuming it's an hour or so. Go fight again, and then then you're the champ.
That's an even bigger opportunity then, isn't it? Two in one night, you know?
Yeah, so it's actually a big deal for Irish MMA as well, because I'm obviously right now.
Someone trying to ring you?
I'm the first Irish person to fight on the show, and they have a cup at the end of the year, and the winner gets $100,000. It's an 8-man tournament, so you fight in one night. You fight whatever 4 times, and if you win, you get $100,000. And I obviously thought the winner of this 4-man tournament, they said my country would get a spot in the 8-man tournament at the end of the year. So I obviously thought I was going to get a spot in that 8-man tournament. But so we looked into it, and it turns out it's actually not even from my weight division. The tournament is at 125 pounds. So when I win, any 125 pound fighters in Ireland, you can be scrambling to get that spot for that 100k grand prize. And if you win, you better give me a fucking cut of it.
20%, not 10% this time. 20%.
Yeah, maybe someone like Blaine O'Driscoll or something. You could give a call. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because you need someone who's going to win it as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
Blaine would be a good show for it, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a few good flyweights. Jer Harris is. I don't know if you know Jer. He's turned pro.
Yeah, I think he's not. Huh? I think he's still. I think Jer's still amateur.
Oh, he is. Yeah, but I think he is turned pro. Very, very sharpish. Ryan Curtis as well.
I'm sure a lot of people will start coming out of the woodwork for $100,000. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure. Pat, that's actually made things way more exciting. I knew you were obviously fighting once, but like a double dose of Lehane on the August the 1st. What more do you really want, Ross?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very interesting format, 1 round. That might change people's game plans. Obviously, this guy, I don't know if he said he is a Thai boxer. He looks like a Thai boxer. He'll probably want to keep him on feet. It could really help a wrestler if they could just, take someone down.
That's exactly what I was thinking, but you could be watching Russell. It's great wrestling.
But you know what? I'm sure Pa's well skilled in all facets of the game. Pa, I'm really looking forward to seeing you fight. It's nice seeing someone from the regional scene fight on such a big international stage. And then also, I feel like this is the first time I'll get to see you fight, and you know, not saying that other shows aren't professionally done, but like, you know, you'll be watching it on the telly and you'll be sitting back and relaxing. Like sometimes you watch on a stream. Some shows do streams brilliantly in Ireland. Some shows don't do streams so brilliantly in Ireland. So I'm looking forward to watching it on Air Sport, sitting there being like, go on, Pa, do it for Cork.
I'm fucking delighted because I've basically been training my whole entire life for, like, you know, usually in Ireland you don't get very big opportunity. You fight like a couple of small fights in England or whatever is your first few fights, and then maybe you get signed to, I don't know, Cage Warriors or Bellator or something like that. But for me to get this fight off the bat, it's an absolute, it's crazy big. Like, this is one of the biggest in the world.
And will there be fans at this, Pa?
No, it's actually in a film studio in Miami, so there'll be only just the crew and things like that there.
Yeah, I think it's the one that's behind me. That's what where you'll be fighting.
Yeah,
that one actually looks pretty cool. Pa, like I think everyone now watching right now is very excited to see it. And like, do you know what, man? Like, everyone's journey is different, and then like this, you know what I mean? This is just going to make it more exciting. Like, even look at John living over in Dubai now. Like, it's just, and then Ryan obviously representing Cork as well. There's the Corkonians are coming, Ross.
Yeah, you better believe it. They definitely are. Cork MMA standing up, tall and proud. One last question for you. Is Liam coming over to the fight for you?
Unfortunately, Liam is not going to be able to come over because obviously Splan was making his debut, and he's also got the IMAFs, and they've got like 5 athletes there.
Busy man.
Yeah, he's very, very busy. So he can't come just for me and then leave everybody else out. So this time Liam has to go with them, but in the future, he'll be over here with me. I've actually signed a multi-fight contract with the company already, so it's not just this 1 month off thing. I'm going to be fighting over here all the time now.
I think that's an exclusive there, Ross, is it?
I think it is. Pa Lehane multi-fight deal.
I love that. Save it for the Energized show, and we really appreciate that. Yeah. Pa, who's going to be in your corner then this weekend?
Just Ethan behind me here. He's
tell him to make an appearance there.
Stick the head in there.
He's a carry man.
He's a carry man.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, did you not have a big argument? Did you not have a big argument there for the Munster final then yesterday? No.
Nah, no. I don't really think either of us.
We really don't really give a shit. Like,
well, no, Kerry won, so I mean, you should have rubbed it in.
I think these two boys are just focused with the task at hand.
Come here, tell us behind the scenes. What's Pa been like just training the lockdown before we wrap things up?
Very focused, like primarily, like as Pa said, we've been stuck in a hotel room, so we've just been kind of trying to use the time as best we can. Like, we get 1 session in the gym a day, and I've been recording it on my phone and then uploading it to YouTube, so we can watch it back, kind of keep it on private, and then see where we're going wrong, where we're going right, what we can change, and kind of just preparing as best we can for the opponents he's got coming up. So it's pretty much just like training in the gym, coming back, reviewing footage, bouncing ideas back and forth off each other. If we get bored, then we'll turn the room into a bit more spacious so we can get some drills going as well. So it's just all focused on the fight really until the job is done, you know.
And Ethan, sorry, what's your own background?
I've been training in jiu-jitsu for like the last 9-10 years. I'm from SBG Killarney, and like in the last year or so I've kind of been looking to jump into MMA, and when the restrictions in Ireland kind of calmed down, I jumped up to SBG Cork, and I've been training there for like the last, I don't know, month and a half or so, and all the lads have been very good to me up there.
No, that's great to hear. Welcome to the Energized show as well. It's not too often someone's in the hotel room and actually get the shout, but you know, this is a very unique scenario. The 2 years over in Mexico City, flying the Irish flag. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Basmo, anything else left to say?
I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Make sure to check out Pa Lehane this Sunday, the 1st of August, is going to be on Air Sport, you said, on Combate Global. Shout out to the IMAF team competing this week as well. Shout out to the Irish team competing the Olympics, and shout out Pa, best of skill this weekend, flying the flag for Ireland as well.
And shout out to Ethan.
Quick shout out to my sponsors there as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
We are going to give you that opportunity, but
I just got a big new sponsor and business partner, LuckyFox.com. They're like an online casino, so you can go on there. They're not actually launched yet. They'll be launching sometime next month. So if you go in and enter your name and email address, you can win 100 free bets and free tickets to one of my next local fights as well. So it's just go in. It's so easy. Enter your name, email address, and you're in with a chance to win.
And make sure to gamble responsibly, especially not on a few points of Guinness. Ross?
Yeah. So, guys, if you haven't watched this video and you have enjoyed it, of course you've enjoyed it. How wouldn't you enjoy it? Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow Pat Lehane, and as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.